Bethesda wants your money for Prey before the reviews hit the internet. They're not supplying any review codes as far as I'm aware, so you're not going to see those reviews. So today I'm going to show you what to expect from Prey in absence of these reviews, based off the first few hours of gameplay. And to avoid spoilers, I'm just going to show the first 35 minutes of the game provided by Bethesda. At E3 2016, Bethesda revealed something that really stunned the gaming community, a trailer for the upcoming game called Prey. This reboot of the cult classic from 2006 just looked kick-ass, but the original developers' rights to the IP expired when they were making it, leading to Arkane Studios taking the helm, and they decided to scrap the original idea and start from scratch. We've had some time with the game, so buyer beware. We're going to look at what to realistically expect from the reboot of Prey launching on May 5th. From the get-go, you may notice something familiar about the setting and the game mechanics of Prey. An isolated area inhabited by mutated creatures, a biological compound that can grant characters superhuman abilities, a single radio voice guiding you through the space station, and even the starting weapon being a giant wrench. It sounds exciting in kind of an old-school, awesome way. It's no secret that the people behind Arkane Studios really love System Shock and BioShock, with several employees from Looking Glass actually having transferred to Arkane. Like Dishonored 1 and 2, Prey takes clear influence from these revered franchises, and they could not have chosen a better precedent. Anyone with fond memories of the claustrophobic environments of Rapture or the genuine dread of walking around Von Braun will find morbid nostalgic glee in the Talos 1 space station. Just like Atlas in Rapture, Prey introduces January as your remote partner, and he begins to guide you through what remains of Talos 1, home to alien creatures known as mimics. They can shapeshift into any item in the game, from chairs to barrels to even coffee mugs. And it feeds into the narrative at one point when January tells you to be careful of what you pick up, a reminder that Talos is full of twisted dangers depending on how you interact with it, akin to the environment of System Shock. Mimics are a cool idea for enemy design, but I'm not sure if they actually translate to fun gameplay. It's questionable if they will be able to hold our interest. You've got a 3-pronged skill tree for upgrading, and you may unlock abilities by picking up neuromods hidden in the levels, which promotes exploration and replayability. But once again, we haven't seen anything terribly exciting regarding the abilities, outside of maybe slowing down time, mostly just simple things like hacking, turrets, or repairing so far. But I think Prey isn't really riding on its gameplay to succeed. It's more about the themes and the atmosphere here. It's got a kind of a science fiction haunted house thing going on. And a key feature of a good horror game atmosphere is the sound design.
Good. You're in the simulation lab. Now get to the exit. I'll keep in contact.
Now Prey's got the sound down for sure. The soundscape of Prey is so well done. Metal grates creak, hallways echo, mimics scatter across the floor like spiders, and the screams of dying crewmen pervade the corridors you walk through. Now add on top with the eerie score composed by Wolfenstein and Doom's composer Mick Gordon, and you have some genuine thrills erupting from the musical choice alone. This is by far the most intriguing part of Prey to date, the chilling atmosphere brought on by the great sound design and the questions of the world that plant doubt in your mind and make you curious to where it all goes. Now let's get the elephant out of the room right away. Arkane partially shot themselves in the foot by releasing the literal first hour of Prey as a demo, meaning a lot of the surprises and plot twists that should have been naturally occurring to potential players have been stripped away. There's no more tension in the beginning now, which is a shame given that the opening is actually quite good, with the main character getting thrown into kind of the simulation of sorts. I think it would have worked a lot better if they had followed something similar to Batman Arkham City, which did an abrupt cut between the beginning Catwoman mission and the much later investigation of Two-Face's courthouse in order to preserve the mystery of the narrative. Now, the second thing to note about Prey is that the combat is not very exciting. From what I've played, the controls aren't very snappy and there's not a lot of weight behind the animations. Just kind of feels a little bit clunky. Ironically, it feels like games of yesteryear, games that feel a little bit static and rigid like System Shock and Half-Life. Everything feels a little bit floaty, which honestly can be a deal breaker for many. Some may say that adds something to the kind of old school vibe of the game, but that's kind of a hard sell. Now this all brings us to the most important thing. Why is it that Arkane rebooted the reboot of Prey from the ground up? The original design for this game looked really intriguing, this kind of cyberpunky sci-fi mashup. Although it frees them up creatively, it also risks cutting out what fans expect and want from the new Prey. Sadly, the new reboot for Prey looks a lot less interesting and original, which I hope doesn't translate into a worse overall experience. The original Prey gained notoriety not just for being a classic alien invasion storyline, it intermixed Native American mythology into the game environment, creating a really cool experience that was as much spiritual as it was satisfying. The reboot's narrative, on the other hand, seems to be that generic takeover of a spaceship by a foreign organism, something we've seen countless times in games like Metroid Prime, Halo, Dead Space, and even System Shock 2. And without a compelling story, we may see the main threat of the game, the mimics, simply end up being jump scares, and we all know how that old horror trope can get. It's really strange to be so close to a release of a game and know so little about it. As for myself, I gotta be honest, I'm kind of on the fence about Prey. I think it's okay, the intro is fairly strong, but there's a lot of issues that seem to be holding it back. But we won't know until May 5th or beyond, so keep an eye out for those reviews. But whatever you guys do, try not to pre-order this game. That's exactly what Bethesda wants you to do, and there's just no reason to do so. Let us know what you guys think about Prey down below in the comments section. I'm sure there's a lot of opinions on this game. And thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, by all means, hit the thumbs up button for me and subscribe here for our future content. And you guys have an awesome, kick-ass day.